She was about to swipe the card when I stopped her. Right there, at the counter of a high-end department store, under the soft glow of chandeliers and polished marble floors, a teenage girl holding a $1,000 pair of boots froze. Her hand hovered over the card reader like a guilty secret about to be confessed. "It's not her card," I told the cashier. "It's her father's. I'm not sure she has permission to use it." For a moment, the world went still. Two teenage girls turned slowly to look at me, one holding the boots, the other watching it unfold like a horror film. Their eyes were sharp, suspicious, angry, like I'd just slapped them across the face in front of a crowd. And in a way, I had. What followed was an explosion of glares, disbelief, humiliation, and eventually, tears. All because I decided that if no one else was going to parent this girl, I would. But now, standing in the aftermath of it all, even my husband thinks I went too far, and I can't stop wondering, did I? Let me take you back. It was just a regular shopping day. I had a few errands to run, and Looming Tales, you know the one, felt like a safe haven. Familiar, polished, predictable. That's when I noticed them. Two girls, maybe 16 or 17, buzzing with energy. Loud giggles, big opinions, casual confidence that made me feel older than I am. One of them, the taller one, hair in a sleek ponytail, a phone in one hand, and a pair of buttery leather boots in the other. Looked like she had just stepped out of a fashion ad. The other, more reserved, leaned in and whispered something after checking the price tag. I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but I heard it anyway. "It's fine," the boot girl said with a shrug. "I have my dad's credit card. I'm not paying." Those words hit me like a slap. I've told my son, firmly and repeatedly, that he is never allowed to use my credit card. Ever. Not for food. Not for clothes. Not even for emergencies without calling me first. It's a line. A hard, clear boundary. Because the moment a child starts thinking they can casually spend someone else's money, the moment they think it's not real because they didn't earn it, that's the moment entitlement starts to bloom. So, yeah, I watched her. Not because I was obsessed, but because I was shocked, intrigued, and yes, a little angry. We ended up at the same register. She went first. I stood behind, pretending to scroll through my phone, but really, I was watching. Her total hit 4 digits. She didn't blink. She pulled out the card. A man's name on it, not hers. I couldn't stay quiet. I couldn't pretend I didn't hear what I heard. So I said it. "That's not her card." The cashier blinked. The girl froze. I explained, loudly enough for both girls and the cashier to hear, that I had overheard her earlier, saying it was her father's credit card, that I didn't believe she had permission. The girl snapped her head toward me, her expression transforming from teenage indifference to icy rage. Her friend's jaw dropped. She said her dad gave her the card because it's the store's card and he gets the points, I explained further. But still, it's not hers. The cashier, now visibly uncomfortable, hesitated. Then she quietly told the girl that, given the situation, she couldn't accept the card. The girl's cheeks turned crimson. She pulled out her ID, trying to show they had the same last name. I waved it off. That doesn't prove anything. It's still fraud if she doesn't have permission. "Mind your business," the girl shot back. "It is my business," I replied. "You're doing something illegal. Pay with your own card, or I call the police." And there it was, the moment everything cracked. A girl barely old enough to drive, standing in a public place, humiliated, eyes glistening with tears, swiping a card with her name on it instead. A card she apparently did have. A card that could absorb a $1,000 hit without hesitation. She left, crying. The friend followed, stiff with disbelief. The cashier didn't look at me, and I just stood there. When I got home, I told my husband. I expected support, validation, maybe even praise, but he shook his head. That wasn't your place, he said. You crossed a line. I stared at him. She was committing fraud, I argued. Were you sure? She said it was her dad's card. But you didn't know. I wanted to scream, because I felt I was right. I felt that someone had to teach her what consequences looked like. I felt like I had done the right thing, standing up for the principle that using someone else's card without clear permission was wrong. But as the hours passed, something deeper started to gnaw at me. Why did I care so much? Was I really fighting fraud? Or was I just angry that some teenager felt so free, so untouchable? While I count every dollar, remind my son to say thank you when I buy him sneakers, and wrestle with guilt whenever I splurge on myself. Did I really think I was protecting the father? Or was I punishing the daughter? And who, exactly, made me the moral police of aisle 6? Here's what's been haunting me. I never gave that girl a chance to prove herself. I never asked. I never listened. I went from overhearing to accusing to threatening to calling it my business without a shred of proof, only assumption. Yes, technically, using someone else's card can be fraud. But families lend cards. Parents give permission. Daughters use store credit cards to build trust. People live in different financial worlds. Just because I wouldn't do it doesn't mean she couldn't. She wasn't waving around a stolen card. She wasn't bragging about theft. She said it was her dad's. And maybe that was all it was. I saw her confidence and mistook it for deceit. I saw her wealth and mistook it for entitlement. I saw a stranger and projected all my parenting fears onto her. And in the end, I didn't stop a crime. I just embarrassed a child. So, am I the asshole? It's easy to look at this story and immediately choose a side. To say, yes, of course, mind your business. Or maybe even, no, she was standing up for what's right. But the truth is, this isn't just about credit cards. It's about control. It's about resentment. It's about watching someone move through the world with more freedom, more money, more permission than you ever had, and feeling a spark of something sharp inside you. Jealousy, disdain, judgment. It's about parenting in a culture that constantly tells us we're doing it wrong, and watching someone else seemingly do it with ease. It's about the line between accountability and control. And what happens when we cross it, even with good intentions? Because here's the truth. You can't teach someone a lesson if you don't know the whole story. You can't protect strangers by punishing them. And you can't parent someone else's child just because you don't like how they were raised. So maybe the real question isn't just, am I the asshole? Maybe it's, when did I forget how to be kind? When did I start mistaking suspicion for justice? And when was the last time I listened before I spoke? Let us know in the comments, what would you have done? This is AITA Story Vault. We'll see you in the next one.